What is going on YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Solana, as well as Bitcoin, the Russell 1000, and the S&P 500. Now, yesterday, if you guys watched the episode, we talked about how this week could be crazy, how we'll finally get the results that we're looking for. And this is in regards and response to the possibility of a correction, maybe a relief correction, a healthy pullback, I like to call it, within the markets, because we are starting to trade, in my opinion, a bit too high. We've retested a lot of price ceilings, and now I think we're on the cusp for potential correction. And I'll explain why, just briefly running through things, and then we'll go into specifics later on. Checking out Solana here, you can see we are hitting that top resistance, moving average, having a bit of trouble breaking through that, starting to descend downwards. Good chance if we reject, which it seems like we're doing, we could fall lower. XRP swung up, same thing like Solana, hitting a bit of resistance, a little bit of turbulence here on moving average, starting to slide down. Ethereum, same thing, swung up, hit price ceiling, having some trouble, starting to slide down. Bitcoin, a little bit different here, but you can see it has swung up. Now it is coming back to the downside here. We are above moving average, so we could come back to that support, but otherwise, Bitcoin doesn't look half bad. I guess the one red flag is the fact that it was hitting overbought, so that could be a means for correction here. Something like VONG, the Russell 1000, is also starting to correct to the downside here, as you guys can clearly see, hitting price ceiling, which is the moving average on the Russell 1000, and we are starting now to see a bit of turbulence here. You can see the pre-market trading is below that resistance. Yesterday didn't really do much of anything, pretty much closed right where we opened, but we can see we are starting now to see that descent. Very good chance we will be rejecting off this, as there's just not enough volume in the market, and that would also cause a descent back to the downside here on VONG, the Russell 1000, and same thing with the S&P. We're just hitting a bit of resistance here, which would also cause descent. So I'm excited. Hopefully you guys are excited too. With that being said, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's get right into today's episode. So guys, before we dive into the technical analysis, BITFI's 5-year anniversary is up. I have just sent an email over to them today to hear back and see when they're giving those bonus rewards away. The distribution's out, so I'll keep you guys posted on when that does come. But for those that don't know, BITFI is the #1 cryptocurrency exchange that I like to use here on the channel. You can do tons of different things. If I head on over to their, you can see here their derivatives exchange. You can buy long, you can sell short, you can create with leverage opportunity here by moving this, or where is it? I think you can do it right over here. Here's the leverage, which is insane. Max leverage position. You then have take profits, reduce onlys, long and short positions. You have trailing stop losses, normal stop losses, normal take profits. I mean, the options are endless, if that makes sense to you guys. Not only that, but they offer top major cryptocurrencies to exchange. You have XRP here. They then have their MoonX account, which is all the meme coins here, which is super cool. Tons of these crazy meme coins that have been blowing up. They have tons of these that have been created and dumped onto the markets here for you guys to check out as well. But my favorite part is if you head on over to the BITFI exchange, which is now giving me some trouble. But once you get back there we go. You head on over to rewards. You can earn up to $8,100 in free bonus cryptocurrency by clicking the link down in the description below, signing up, and you can get that free bonus cryptocurrency here. You can see right here up to $8,000 you can earn, and then they have the $100 complete test to earn 100, so total of $8,100. Daily rewards, exclusive rewards, and hot rewards, so tons of super cool stuff. Link down in the description below. We'll talk about BITFI later on in today's video, but to dive into today's video here, you can see we are consolidating. This week seems to be the week of consolidation, just heading lower and lower and lower and lower across the board. Like every crypto is starting to slide lower, trading at 50 on the Fear and Greed Index, which to me is a sign of like kind of stale in the water, like dead in the water, like not really seeing much movement here. And I think it's for good reason. Market has had some crazy upswings. We have just seen major explosions to the upside beginning of this year. Now we're seeing major corrections to the downside just a couple of days ago, weeks ago here. Now it's like, whoa, time to cool off in the markets. And that's what's causing the markets to really not do anything today. Only down 0.8% here. And you can see kind of how these markets look. The past trading day history is just kind of floating. Nothing too crazy, slowly, scaling lower. But until we break any sort of vital support or resistance, we're just going to consolidate out. Like if I zoom into XRP now in the 4-hour, you can see we've pretty much been doing that. It almost looks like we're going to unveil a new kind of fractal formation here. Like if I pull this down just a hair, you can see it almost looks like we are inside some sort of descending fractal here. That's typically how these things form. They might start off as a, kind of or ascending triangle or some sort of descending triangle, but then as time moves on and we break to lower lows, we can slowly start to tweak the charts and confirm it's more of a descending fractal formation here, and not a symmetrical triangle or an ascending or descending one. This is a descending fractal here as we slowly start to head lower, filling in that gap. And that's pretty much what has unveiled itself. So until we prove otherwise or break below here, we are going to continue to kind of scale out in here. And we could head lower. We don't know just yet, but this is kind of how I do my analysis and figure out what exactly is going on in the market. The good news is these are pretty bullish. And what I mean by that is with us being near oversold, typically we see rebounds and rallies to the upside here. Good chance that could happen now. Moving forward from XRP, other cryptocurrencies show signs of that as well. If we jump to the 4-hour, we'll see if we can unveil any sort of, fractal formation here, which apparently there might just be something like that. Maybe this one's a bit harder. Don't come at me for this one, but maybe something along the lines of here. We're starting to show new technical indicators that we're watching here. So there are some room for improvement, but for the most part, we are seeing, some sort of fractal formations here. I'm more so, then you jump to the daily, it looks like we're in some sort of descending fractal here with the rejections that we're starting to see. We jump to the 4-hour, see if that still holds true. Kind of does. It's kind of crazy, but this kind of makes a little more sense than what we had drawn before. Check it out. That looks about right, which is crazy to me. Just about, I'd say about how we have it right now. Some sort of descending fractal here, retesting support. There's a chance we could rebound. Not gonna hold it past you. There's a chance of rebound that could happen here, but for the most part, with volume so dead in the water, until we break through key supports, or key resistances, we're just going to be consolidating, which is fine, but that's what's going to happen. You can also see like the Ethereum 4-hour fractal that we were tracking here shows signs of us kind of breaking below here. So there's a chance we could reject and start to scale lower. It is very possible here. We just have to let time kind of pass, if that makes sense here, because we're not buying in. I ain't touching this until we can confirm closure above this major resistance. We can even play it safer, pulling it up just a bit higher here. But until we break through this major price ceiling, we are, kind of sitting ducks in the water here. We need to wait for a correction to take place, or we need to wait for confirmation above that before we see any sort of major rebound on Ethereum. It's very possible we could see that rebound. We are trading at 50, but with volume dead, because you can see clearly right here that volume has done nothing but fall to the downside here. We are sitting ducks, and there's a chance that when volume is down, we'll continue to scale lower as money leaves the market. Same thing with Bitcoin too, consolidation taking place. We were near overbought. Now we're just sitting ducks. Volume, you can see, has steadily died off, and we are slowly losing all that volume that we had, which could cause markets to be unsettled and correct below super, important supports, which would drag us even lower in the markets here. And lastly, to wrap up today's video with the stock markets, the Russell 1000, moving forward from things like that, this is a good example too, because you can see here with Vanguard, we've been on the up and up. First, we had this major dump, which was excellent. We knew when to buy into this right here. We called the bottom beautifully. Go back on my videos here. I can prove it anytime you want as to when I bought in on this. But you can see here, since then, we've rebounded up very nicely. And where did we go? Right to, the typical support. We were in a huge downtrend here. We were very undervalued. You can see on the daily charts here. It is typical that we see a relief rally, which swung us right back up to moving average. Pretty neutral, pretty typical here. And now we're consolidating. So who knows what's going to happen? Are we still in a downtrend? Are we still going to rebound off this? Still, creating those higher lows? If possible, wouldn't really be too concerned, because you can see we still create higher lows. We still do this same pattern. So we're still not out of the woods just yet, and we still look good. Like even if we did swing up to here and came back down to this point, it would still be bullish. We'd still be in a bullish, trend to the upside here. So it's not a concern. Even if we pull all the way down to here, it would still be higher than the previous drop, which is higher than the previous drop, which in my book means we're still bullish and we'll still be creating higher lows. So I think overall, a lot of these a lot of the stock markets look good and healthy. And until we switch or reverse into a lower low and a lower high formation here, there's nothing to worry about. Same thing with the S&P. Huge rebound here. It's like I would like to draw some sort of new indicator. I'm sure there is one here that I'm just missing. Yeah, something like that. That's what I need. That's what I need to leave on here. My golly, I should have left this a long time ago because this now matches the one that we've drawn here on Vong. And I'm like, if Vong has it, the stock market should have it too. So we have this uptrend here. And you can see kind of the beautiful new kind of fractal that we have forming here. We could extend this possibly even lower too. I don't even want to touch it, but for the most part, you can kind of see that. Maybe I can just tweak it on the edge here again. We extend this lower, something along the lines of that looks about right. And you could just kind of see how we are in this up and up fractal. I'll draw this in yellow so that we have some matching stuff here. And you can see the uptrend that we've been in. And even though we fell down here, we still look excellent. Like we're still inside previous support. So the rebound is excellent and it's very nice. But even if we do reject off here, like I said before, even if we do fall, reject off here and head back down all the way to 50, 100 points, not worried. It's only if we break that would I be worried. But a correction, a fall to here would also indicate another rebound, a new higher low. So I think overall we look excellent, but you guys can be the judge of that. Let me know down in the comments section below. But with that being said, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.